What up, YouTube fam? It's early in the morning. I haven't shaved, but let's talk about it. Building up your business credit and why you want to do this. You hear it, people talk about it, but what's the point? What's the point of building up business credit? How can you build up business credit? And where to start? How long does it take? All right. So we're going to cover the basics of building up your business credit. Remember to like, subscribe, share this out to people. It's early on a beautiful Saturday. Y'all hear this dog barking? This dog hella loud right now. Would you like to be able to get credit without having your personal credit ran or scrutinized? That's the business of having business credit and what it does. This is what some people may even call EI only credit. And this is how you're able to build up a business. And if that business fails for whatever reason, you can file bankruptcy on it, move on, and create a whole new business. Now, when you're starting off, you're going to need to establish credit for this business. The benefits of establishing credit for this business is that you'll be able to get what's called vendor credit. Vendor credit is essentially other companies, corporations, businesses will allow you to operate on what we call terms. It could be 15-day terms, net 30 terms, net 60 terms, net 90 terms. This may also sound familiar if you work with the government, because even with government contracts, the government does not typically pay you before you do the work. You have to do the work. Sometimes you have to front the supplies, and then within 30 days, the government pays you back. In this way, you're actually offering credit to the government because, generally speaking, we assume that the government is good for the money that they owe us. Likewise, when you're building up your business credit, it will be the same thing. So, how do you start this process to build up business credit that's not reliant on your social security number? How do you build up business credit that's only based on your EIN? Well, everything starts off with making sure the business itself is created properly. All right. I'm out in the middle of a parking lot because I'm visiting family. I'm originally from Maryland. We're up in Pittsburgh area. So that's why I'm like literally in the middle of a parking lot. But I figure, hey, let me wake up, hop on, share some game. We're going to keep it moving, right? So yeah, we're out here with the family, visiting family. They just moved in, so helping people move across state lines. It's a situation. It's a situation, but we working through it. That's why I look crazy because I've been moving for 2 days. So anyway, establishing your business credit starts with the basics. So first things first, we got to make this thing real. Okay, just like when you're born, you're given a name, you're given a social, you're given a birth date, an address, right? Eventually, as you grow up, you learn your phone number. People got to be able to get in contact with you and find you. The business is the same exact way. You build your business literally like you're building a person. In fact, when you look at the law, a person is defined as an LLC, an entity, a state, or corporation. And guess what? A LLC is also regarded as by the law. It's regarded as a disregarded entity and is regarded as a person. So, knowing that, we need to give it everything that a person has. You got to have your name, obviously, right? You also have to make sure that it has its own business address, which is not your personal address. You want to make sure you have a business phone number, a business email, because people have to be able to get in contact with your business. You also want to make sure that your business has a web presence. So create a website. When you're going for certain kinds of funding that is not looking at your personal credit, they will look up your business, right? Right now, I'm getting a loan from Stripe. Stripe is literally looking up my business to say, okay, let's look at your website and see what it is that you actually offer to people. They're going to do this. So make sure all of that is in alignment. The other thing that you'll need to make sure is that you have a registered agent. The registered agent is a personal or organization that can accept mail on behalf of the company. This could be you personally, or you could just hire a registered agent. A registered agent is super cheap. It's like $50 a year, dumb cheap. And a cool thing about registered agents is that if you're too busy to do like your annual filings and updating your operation agreements or your LLC docs with the state, a registered agent will do this for you for like an additional fee. Like in Maryland, it's $300 a year to file an annual report. When I ask my registered agent to do it, they charge me an extra $100. Now, depending on how cheap I feel that day, one year I may just pay the extra 100 because I'm busy, things are cash flowing, it's good. Another year, if it's been slow, I'll save the $100 and file it myself, right? But you need to have a registered agent, okay? You're going to put all this together, right? Have the name, have business address, business phone, business website, business email, your registered agent, and then you'll file for your LLC. You have your LLC registered with the state with all the business contact info. After you have that, you can get an EIN. Now, some people get the EIN before they file the LLC. That is also fine. Typically, when I do it, I do create I create the EIN and then create the LLC. Because when you create the LLC, it's going to ask you if you have an EIN, right? So that's the way I do it. So now you have your business fully set up. You're registered with the state. You're registered with the IRS because that's what happens when you get your EIN, right? You got your tax ID. You're straight now. You're legit. The next thing you're going to want to do is have a business bank account. I've searched all over the internet. No one talks about the importance of building up and having a business bank account. Y'all, if you want business credit and you want to get these business grants, if you want to get business loans that are solely based on your EIN, you got to have a place to put the money. And they are not depositing a $50,000 small business grant into a personal checking account. They're absolutely not going to do that. So let's avoid that. I actually, unfortunately, and the reason I mention this is because I recently had a client. Well, they're a new customer. I'm helping them get in position for funding. And they were like, Jamal, I recently applied for funding to get a new truck. They own a trucking company and they want to expand and get a tow truck. I said, okay, cool. Tell me about that experience. And they said I was denied a $60,000 loan that they could have got, but they were denied simply because they didn't have a business bank account. And I was like, damn. But then I was like, you're operating out here without a business bank account? There's a lot of problems with that. If you're currently operating a business, even if you're a sole proprietor, even if you only have an EIN and you're not registered with the state, still get a business bank account. Now, here's the thing. In order to get a business bank account, you have to have an EIN and you have to be registered with the state. Those are requirements, and your business has to be in good standing. That's something that a lot of people don't talk about as well. If you want to build business credit and get business funding that is not connected to your social security number, you need to have a business bank account. You need to make sure that your business is in good standing, because these are two things that the lenders are going to look at. Even to open up a business bank account, the first thing the your banker is going to do is type in your EIN number and look up the validity of the business. So if your business is not yet in good standing, you won't be able to open up a business checking account, right? Those are the foundational things, y'all. Give you one moment. Those are foundational things. And guess what? It don't take a long time. It literally don't take a long time to set up your LLC properly with the name, address, phone number, registered agent, all that, file it with the state and get an EIN number. That might take an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half. If you don't want to do it yourself, there are websites that'll do it for you. Or you could pay somebody. Like my clients pay me to do it, because along with setting up all the basics with their LLC, the EIN, I also make sure that they're registered with 411 so that their business pops up when people search them on the white pages. It also allows to make sure that when you call people from your new business phone number, that it'll actually show your business name. Because what will happen is that it may show up as a private number, it may show up as an unknown number, right? But you want people to know that it's your business calling. So definitely make sure it registers for 411. That's an additional step that I do for my clients that a lot of other places do not. Also, what I do is I create a DUNS number for them that's done in Bradstreet. After you set up the LLC, the EIN, the business bank account, all of that you can literally do in a day. It might take 2 hours out of your whole day. LLC, EIN, and then you go to the bank. The bank will open up your account. You sit down interview the banker. You guys have some dialogue, create that rapport. That may take an hour. In 2 hours, you're good. You're fully op, and now you're ready to go. Okay. Pro tip: when you're opening up your business checking account, ask them about their merchant services. Merchant services is basically, does your bank offer a service that allows your company to accept credit cards? So if people, you walk into the store, you see the little handheld situation where people can tap their card, swipe their card, whatever. You can get that from your bank. Everyone fees are a little different. Some charge you per transaction. Some charge you for the actual handheld device. Sometimes they'll have a promo where you get the handheld device for free. But go ahead, while you're in there, you're going to be in there for an hour anyway. Grab that, set that up with them, figure out what those fees are. That way you can literally walk out the bank with your device in hand and start collecting cash straight like that. You could walk out, go straight to a festival. Hey, my name is Jamal. I'm the credit protector. I help small business owners, entrepreneurs, and investors get access to capital. I do $200 consultations. I can help you overcome any obstacle that's keeping you from getting access to the bag. Let's sit down right here, have a conversation. Oh, you only got a credit card? No problem. Here's my handheld. Boom, tap. Let's get it. That easy, right? All of these pieces of the puzzle allow you to get business credit. This is before we start actually building out your paydex score. Okay. So I want to make sure that we got those fundamentals right, because that's everything you need before you actually get to the point of building up the paydex score. That's why I wanted to spend some time on it. And what's going on, everybody that's tapping in? Definitely let me know where you're tapping in from. I'm originally from DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Today I'm up in the Pittsburgh area helping family move. So that's why I'm sitting in the middle of the parking lot. So that's my story today. All right. You got all that. You're producing revenue. Fantastic. Congratulations. You made your first 1,000, maybe made your first 10,000. Congratulations. Big up to you. Before we start applying for all this beautiful business funding and business credit that's not based on our personal credit, we also want to make sure that we build up this Paydex 80 score so we can get access to these vendors. How do we do that? We're going to start off with tier one vendors. These are companies that you probably heard multiple times. I'm going to run through some of them. Some you may have heard of, some you may have not of. One is called Global Voice. This is a phone service for your business that reports to the business credit agencies. They report to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. You can use them to get your business phone number and build business credit. Excuse me, 2 for 1. Not every phone service builds up business credit. I have call 8. I have call 8. Call 8 does not report. So it is what it is. Global Voice does. Get them. The next thing is eCredible. eCredible is a service that can be used to build up your business credit. It will take your utilities, if you're paying utilities and utility bills, even your Netflix and other subscription models like that, and report it to your business credit. They report to the big three, and they also report to Credit Safe. Credit Safe, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Okay? If you guys are finding this helpful, definitely drop a like, share this out with other people so that they can get this information. I'm going into all the minute details that they don't talk about on the internet. There's a lot of rah-rah. There's only so much you can cram into a 30-second reel. So I like to dive deep, with y'all, with my clients, so we understand exactly what's needed. Because the last thing I want to happen is that you miss out on $60,000 because you didn't have a business bank account. Like, I'm like, bro, you don't have a business bank account? Why? How are you operating a business with no business bank account? How are you going to you can't get a grant without a business bank account. You can't get a business loan without a business bank account. You can't get a business line of credit without a business bank account. And they're free. Like, you missing hundreds of thousands of dollars because you don't have an account that's free and it only takes an hour. We got to tighten up, y'all. We got to tighten up. The foundational things are that important. You're missing a bag if you don't have your foundation together. So let me go back. Global Voice, phone service, they report. eCredible, they report your utilities and subscriptions to the Business Credit Bureau. So we're at 2. We want to have at least 5. All right. We want to have at least 5 accounts reporting. So we're at 2 right now. You have Credit Strong. A lot of us know Credit Strong for the personal side, but guess what? Credit Strong also reports to the business side, and it reports as a financial trade line on the business side. This is dope because it's showing variety on your business credit. Why is that important? Similar to your personal credit, the credit bureaus, whether it's for personal business, like to see that you're able to get credit from different kinds of organizations. Not everything is just going to be vendor credit. You will eventually have financial trade lines popping up or financial trade experiences popping up on your business credit. This will help you get access to business loans and business lines of credit that are not strictly related to your social security number. All right. Now, along with building this up, the next thing So that's three trade lines we're at right now. Okay. Then you have Granger. Granger basically sells office supplies. Yes, the office supplies are a bit more expensive than if you just went to like Home Depot or something. But hey, in the early stages, it's a way to build up credit. You got to spend maybe like $100 or $150 with them before they start reporting to the business credit. And in particular, this is what you'll want to do. And you can follow this model with Granger and with Uline. So that's two more trade lines. We're at five now. Okay, with Granger and Uline, you order your products. It has to be, I think, over 100 or over 150 bucks, one or the other. And they're going to say, hey, do you want to pay now? Or do you want to pay on invoice? You're going to choose invoice. Once they're still sending you the product, as soon as you get the product, pay that invoice immediately. Pay the invoice immediately. On the invoice, they typically give you like 30-day terms, which means you have exactly 30 days to pay that joint back. Okay. Now you're at five trade lines on your business credit. You now have a Paydex 80 score. By now, you probably have a Paydex 80 score. You may have a 80 Intella score, which is experience business, and you may have like a 375 Equifax risk factor score. Okay, so each credit reporting agency has their own score, just like on the personal side. Each they have scores on the business side. Each one is completely different. All right. So now you're at five accounts. Now that you're at five accounts, you can level up a little bit. You can start going to stores and getting credit cards from stores. So you have Sam's Club. Sam's Club actually has a store credit card that's EIN only. You do not have to use your social once you build out your business credit the way I just told you. And you can go there, you can get up to a $20,000 Sam's Club card. You can use that card for whatever the hell you want in Sam's Club. And you know you can get whatever you want from Sam's Club. Everything is in there. So you good, right? 20 grand. This card does not report to your personal credit at all. Okay? It doesn't report to your personal credit. You can also go to and get gas cards. These are fuel cards. Some have rewards, some don't. Now, with a lot of these, when you're getting a gas card, most are going to give you two options. They're going to have one that has a MasterCard logo and one that does not have the MasterCard logo. Pro tip, go for the one with the MasterCard logo, because that means you can use that credit card at any gas station for anything. If it doesn't have that MasterCard logo, you can only use it for gas at that one brand gas station. So that means, a Shell, you can only use it at Shell. BP, you can only use it at BP, 76, Flying J, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Get the one with the MasterCard. Now, depending on, in these early let me back up. In these early stages, some of these will still do a soft pull on your personal credit. So we can't completely negate and escape fixing our personal credit. We still got to be on that journey, but this still allows us to get access to capital and operate our businesses without having to worry about getting denied because our personal credit isn't that strong. But with gas cards, some of them will do a soft pull. Depending on what they see on your personal credit, they may have you do a deposit of some kind, $500, $600, something like that. And then they'll give you a credit card. But if not, if your personal credit is pretty good, they'll just give you one. The terms can vary. One of my clients out the gate, first time applying for any type of business credit, got a, yes, sir. They got a $5,000 credit limit with 30-day terms. When I applied for my gas card, my credit actually was not as good as my clients when I applied. So they got better terms than me. Okay. It be like that sometimes. I keep it real with y'all. So I got $1,000 credit limit with like 15-day terms. So these cars are still great though, because whether you own a tractor, a trailer, your trucking company, you have a tow truck company, maybe you have a fleet of cars for Toro, you can use these gas cards for all of that. Maybe you have your car wrapped in advertising. You can use your gas card for all of that. All of it is a tax write off, right? Even if you're doing Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all that stuff, when you sign up for those apps, they ask you, are you signing up as an individual or are you signing up as an LLC? You can absolutely be an LLC with those gig apps, right? Absolutely be an LLC with those gig apps and apply for business credit under your LLC. Get the Sam's Club card for $20,000. Get you a couple of gas cards that can cover your gas and doesn't run up your utilization on the personal side. Like, people don't know that you can do all of those apps as a business and not mess up your credit, right? Servicing that car, if you're doing those gigs or if you're in a medical courier or things like that, when you go to different auto body shops, like the larger ones, Midas, Jiffy Lube, things like that, they have business accounts. You can set it up with them, set up a business account with them with business credit, EIN, and set up payment arrangements, payment terms, right? So it may be 30-day terms. You got to get your oil changed. Maybe you need a new transmission. The axle broke, something crazy. You can set up terms with them. They'll give you 30 days to pay off that bill, right? But your car is back, your truck, what have you, is back in business, is back moving, right? So that's just a pro tip for anybody, because, the way the economy is, you got to get it how you get it. I understand if you're doing gig economy, is real out here, right? So I don't discriminate. Get your money in every legal way possible. Okay. Now that your business is set up, now that you got some EIN only funding from some stores, maybe you got some gas cards, you can also get services on your business credit. So one of these websites is called the Creative CEO. They actually offer marketing services to businesses, and they offer marketing services on 30-day terms. So if you need whatever marketing, maybe you need marketing strategy, graphics, designs, all of that good stuff for your business, they'll offer those services to you and give you 30 days to pay them back. Now, my mind was blown because I'm so used to the internet and people charging like $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 to do something based on marketing. And really their idea of marketing is making flyers and photos for your Instagram page. Like, it should be a scam sometimes. No offense to everybody, but that's personal. That's just how I'd be feeling. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'd be feeling. But the Creative CEO offers these type of services on 30-day terms. So you don't have to pay up front, which is lit. It's amazing to be able to get help with your marketing and then double back. There are also, I forgot the name, but there are also some legal services that offer 30-day terms if your business credit is built out. Again, another amazing service, because you got to have your paperwork in order, y'all. I know everyone wants no PG, no EIN, don't check my personal credit. Great. That wonderful. You still need personal credit though. Like, if you're not getting $200, $300, $400,000 loans or lines of credit without someone checking your personal credit, that's just what it is. Going back to the legal side though, this connects with paperwork. As a business, you want to make sure you got your contracts airtight, your agreements airtight. So, because when the chargeback hits, okay, you want to have things in order in such a way that you can win your chargebacks. A lot of that is going to be on the legal side, right? The disclaimers that are on your website, the verbiage that's in your contracts and your service agreements, right? Your refund policies, all that type of stuff. Excuse me. So you want to be able to work with a law firm law firm or legal service that's able to do all that for you. And that is expensive. Okay. It is expensive. They may charge you $2,000 to draft up contracts or to review your website to make sure it's legal and compliant, right? It's very fucking expensive. So it's great that when you have your business credit built out, you can get these services on terms, you know, 30, um, 30 days, 60 days. And the service will also report to your business credit. Okay. I can't remember the name of the legal service off the top of my head, but we went through, that's how you start building up your business credit. Now, here are some financial products that you can get with just your EIN and a business bank account with revenue. Okay. So we built out your structure is good. We went through that already. So some places that will offer you funding solely because you have a business with cash flow. One is Stripe. Stripe is absolutely going to give you a loan because of your cash flow. Another is PayPal. They have PayPal Capital. It will absolutely give you a loan based on the strength of your business's cash flow. Also, Square definitely does it. Okay. Business needs to be in good standing. You need to have a business bank account. You need to be with each of these companies for about 6 months before they start giving you offers. Okay. It's perfect if you're an online company, an e-com company, or you're a storefront and you accept debit cards or credit cards. There's no cap on how much they give you. They're going to give you about 10 to 20% of what your projected annual revenue is. All right. So that means if you're doing good, things are solid, you can get $50,000, $100,000. They'll give you whatever dollar amount you qualify for based on your cash flow. So if you want to get higher limits with Stripe, with PayPal, with Square, simply have more cash flow go through there, right? Take over your town, take over your city, so everybody can be paying you instead of the competitors. Another bank that will offer you a line of credit without checking your personal credit is an online bank called Novo. I've actually found this out from one of my clients who put me on. Novo is an online bank. It's a great bank. They give you a free checking account. And after 6 months of evaluating your deposits, they will also give you a cash advance, a merchant cash advance with a really good freaking interest rate. Like their interest rate is fire as fuck. It's under 10%. Okay. That's NOVO. None of these require a personal credit check. All of them require a properly structured business with a active business checking account, and your business has to be in good standing. Now let's look at some business charge cards that don't require a credit check. So we're not talking about Amex. Amex is absolutely going to check your personal credit. I love Amex because they're startup friendly, but they don't fit into this exact conversation yet. So here are a couple of cards that you can look at that do not require a hard pull on your credit. Some will do a personal guarantee, but it won't be a hard pull on your credit, and they do not report to the personal credit. So Y'all be ready. We got Brex, B BREX. We got Bill. Bill used to be Divvy, but now it's called Bill. You also have Revenue. So it's revenue with a D at the end of it. You also got Cap on Tap. Now, Cap on Tap used to be 100% no pull, no check, no nothing. Cap on Tap will now do a soft pull on your personal credit. Um, okay. So you have those cards you can use to apply for any of those. They're all going to want to attach to your business checking account, and they're going to give you a limit based on your business checking account. Oh, there's also one called Mercury. Mercury is really more so designed for larger businesses and like tech startups because they have a minimum requirement of 75,000 in your bank account. So if you're raising capital, if you're in the process of raising capital, things of that nature, you can check out mercury.io. They have a $75,000 minimum to be approved, but again, no credit check. Another card is Ramp. Okay. So that's about, what was that, seven? That's like seven cards that you can get with just your business, no hard pull on your personal credit whatsoever. It's going to be solely based on your business checking account. They're going to connect through Plaid. And for whatever reason, if they can't connect through Plaid, they'll have you upload PDF docs. I have used Revenue with a client. Everyone was denying her. We were working together. Everyone was denying her. She came to me after she got her credit repaired. So we finally went to Revenue and she got $6,000. After Revenue, we went to Bank of America and she got $3,000 from Bank of America, zero interest. So that was cool. She was happy about that because prior to that, she can only get MCAs, which were having like 30%, right? Let's see this. What if my husband's bank account is the primary? So Sarah, is your husband's bank account a business bank account? These are only for business bank accounts. Yeah, if it's a business bank account, you're good. Maybe there's another piece of the puzzle that I'm missing. Yeah, if it's the business bank account, it's under the business name. Yep, you just connect it. And with these revenue based cards, you can connect multiple bank accounts because they know that a lot of business owners have multiple business bank accounts. If you ever read or familiar with the Profit First system, they actually encourage us as business owners to have multiple bank accounts for multiple reasons, right? So one will be operating expenses, one may be for taxes, one may be for hiring employees, right? One may be for your owner's draw. So it's totally fine if you have multiple bank accounts. You can connect all the bank accounts when you're applying for these cards, and they'll take all of them into consideration. Oh, in that case, you want to, well, yeah, it definitely has to match. Like whoever is applying, whatever company is applying, that business bank account needs to be attached to that company. Name not matching. Yeah, well, in that case, you just got to make sure the names match. That's pretty easy. Just fill out the application with the person's name whose account you're going to connect it to. So if it's your husband's name needs to be on the application. When you're going for, yeah. So all of this right now, because of all the fraud and everything that's happening, they've implemented something called KYC, right? And it's called KYC. It's called Know Your Customer. Sarah, you can't do it yourself if you're not on the checking account. No, you can definitely do it yourself as far as filling out the application. You can definitely fill out the application, type in everything. but you're going to be using his name because his name is on the account. Or you just update the account so your name is on it. Oh, okay. Yeah, you just gotta. I mean, that's a pretty easy process. That's just switching around. Not really. You just change the paperwork. You just update it. So if your money goes to his account, you can put your name on that account. You can put your name on the business. You can start rerouting money into a different account. Let it let it go into that account for 3 to 6 months, and then use that account to apply for a bank account. Easy. Like all of these things, every situation has a solution. And I tell my clients this: there's always a way to get funding. You just have to follow the steps. Well, I highly suggest you update your documents and your accounts and switch the names on those accounts so that you can qualify for the funding. 100%. There's always a way to get funding. You just have to be willing to take the steps to get it. A lot of times, the great thing about business and funding is just paperwork. You're just updating a name, or, yeah, you're just updating a name, pressing enter, right? Adding on somebody onto an account or taking someone off an account. It's super easy. Is usually a very easy process, right? You can always update your operating agreement. You can always add owners, remove owners. You can always change ownership of a company or ownership of a bank account. And it typically takes a few days for it to be processed. And then after that, you're good to go. Um, no, unless you have some very elaborate escort, it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. Um, so yeah, right. There's always a way to get funding. I tell that to all my clients. There's always a way to get funding as long as you're willing to take the steps to get it. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is insurmountable, right? If Donald Trump can file bankruptcy over 15 times, avoid taxes, and still run for president, I'm pretty sure you can get some funding just by updating your bank account. Like, well, Sarah, every business owner can always update their documents and change ownership. Like, if you feel like you can't do it, then, that's unfortunate. I guess you're unable to do it, right? So with my clients, I like working with people who understand and know that they can do anything that they put their mind to. So, you know, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. I'm sure there's still something in the minutia there that's causing you to run into a brick wall, right? And that's a situation where that's really a one-on-one consultation type of thing. Understanding all the ins and outs and the structure of your business, how many partners you have, how many members are there, what kind of attorney did you work with. There's so many extra details, right, that it's impossible to go through every single situation, especially on the live. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. Did you make the separate bank account? Because making a separate bank account is pretty easy. If you have a good banker and a good relationship with the bankers, they'll just make it for you. It's pretty not hard. Not hard at all. Okay. So building up your business credit. We went through the whole gamut. You guys know exactly. I will have no history that I built for my husband. Okay. You could just rebuild it. It's all right. So we went through the entire gamut, right? You guys know exactly how to structure your business. You know exactly how to Yeah, I mean, you could just rebuild it. You got S corps, you got H corps. I mean, there's a lot of ways to add history to a company and to just buy history. Like, it's not it's not impossible. I'm just saying. Um, yeah, I have. Yeah, not gonna go deep into the H corp, shelf corp thing, but like I said, nothing is impossible if you're willing to do what needs to be done to get it done. Nothing is impossible. Hey, you probably just haven't been working with the right people. I mean, that's it. Even lawyers. I mean, there are some shitty lawyers out here. I mean, let's be honest. Not every lawyer is great at their job. Okay, so let's see. All right. Now, at the end of this, y'all, I need y'all to understand. Please, 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 when you're going for business funding, just have the foundation together. Have the basics together. Have your business set up properly. Have your operating agreement. All right. If you're going for grants, you got to have all like a grant, especially government grants. They want everything. They want you to have all your certifications. Okay. You got to have your certifications in order. Right. I'm actually taking a class on how to become a minority. Was it a minority certified business? Right. You got to have all that in order when you're going for your grants. If you're also looking at grants, you need to go to sam.gov and get a UIE number. Okay. Specifically, the federal government does not use EIN numbers anymore. They're going to use UEI numbers. Okay. Everyone else, though, on the private side uses EIN. The IRS absolutely uses the EIN. All right. Depends. If you like money you don't have to pay back, it can be worth it. Right. If and here's the thing, if you're looking for funding, depending on even the amount of funding you're looking for, if you're not somebody who wants to jump through hoops, I don't recommend it for you because you're going to have to jump through hoops to get funding. You want hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Yes, you're going to have to jump through hoops. You're going to have to network. You're going to have to schmooze. You're going to have to show up to different funding events, get to know the people who actually authorize the funders, hire grant writers, work with grant writers, go through RFPs. You may have to submit 50 grant applications before you get one. But if you're not willing to do the work, then you probably aren't going to get the money. Or you're going to have to pay somebody who is willing to do the work. But the idea of I want to do it easily and free is not a winning combination. There's not many things out here that you can do easily and for free, right? I mean, I guess it sucks if you don't want to do work. I guess, you know. I don't mind doing work. I don't mind updating stuff. I'll hop on Chat GPT and create a business operating plan or a business operating agreement and a business plan for my clients ASAP. Like Chat GPT will draft that joint up in literally 60 seconds. Done. Everything we need, everything we need. I actually recently won a scholarship uh, using Chat GPT, right? I put in the requirements of the scholarship, put in my information. Well, I study this every day. Yeah, and that's why I'm on here. You're right. Not everyone has what I have, but that's why we have the internet. That's why we have the internet. That's why I have people like me that come on here and share the game, right? I'm telling you what you can do. I'm telling you exactly what you can do, how you have to do it. But if you feel like you still need someone to actually help you hold your hand through the process, you know, that's something that is available. I help my clients do that all the time, every day. I work one on one with my clients to help them get to the finish line. Some need a lot of work, some don't, right? And a lot of clients, a lot of folks, we just need some extra help with getting our mindset together, right? We're business owners. Shit is hard. Yeah. Shit is hard. Shit ain't easy. Shit is confusing. right? It's hard, it's confusing, is not an overnight process. It will never happen as quickly as we want it to happen. But we keep working towards the goal, it will happen. And every person who helps us and speaks to us along the way gets us that much closer to the goal. You can actually use, hold on. Damn, I can't type in nothing. So you can actually go to www.crackthescore.com, and then it's /consult. Also, you can go to the description of my page, the description of the channel, and I have links for consultations there, right? So you can definitely do that. I have a link to a consultation, one-on-one consultation. It's just a quick 30-minute call over Zoom. You can absolutely do that. The link is in the description of every video and a description of the channel. So definitely tap that, check that out. You can do that. 100%. 100%. Right. Definitely appreciate y'all tapping in. Been on here for a little bit. But let me see. Want to just come on here and share. Awesome. Awesome, Sarah. Just want to come on, share some game with y'all so you know, it's so much fluff out here. And I'm actually putting together a group and a masterclass where we're going to be going through the true and false of what's really on the internet, right? We make it seem like it's easy. And for the most part, it is easy. It's not hard. It's just steps. And it's steps that take time. And if you just so happen to make the wrong step at the wrong time, it slows you down. Likewise, if you know what steps to take and when to take it, it almost seems as though you're moving at hyperspeed because you already know how to get to the end goal that much faster. The key, that's because, and the thing is, it is possible, right? It is possible. The truth is that it's possible if you do the work. People don't like to hear that last part. If you do the work, everything is possible if you're willing to do the work, right? We could be an astronaut if we do the work. Like anybody could technically become an astronaut if you do the work that's required to become an astronaut. The question really boils down to, am I willing to do this? Am I willing to do the work to accomplish this goal? And that's where it has to be internal. You got to be real with yourself. Like, am I willing to do all this just to get that? Nah, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not willing to do it. I'm not willing to book more consultations. I'm not willing to read more books. I'm not willing to sit down with my banker and have them help me go through this process, right? It's possible. But that's what it boils down to, right? We want, in today's, I hate to sound like I'm an old man, but in today's society, a lot of people just don't want to do the work. We want all the results without doing all the work. We have to do all the work to get all the results. That's what makes it difficult. Building up business credit. We make it sound like it's quick and fast, and it's simple. It's simple. It's simple process. Do the paperwork, make sure your paperwork is in order, and apply. Apply. Have a business bank account. Meet the criteria, and you'll get the money. That's it. It's just that simple. How quickly does it take though? It could take 6 months to build up business credit to the point of getting financials that aren't based on your social. It could take 9 months, right? It could take 12 months before you're able to buy a car under your business name. So the part is, exactly. So even if it takes 12 months to buy a car under your business name, the follow-up question is, what's the rush? What's the rush? We're in a rush to get all this credit. Are we in a rush to learn sales and marketing so we can get more clients? Because if we have our business structured properly, if we have our business bank account, if we have a payment processor, we can collect money. And if we collect enough money fast enough, we don't have to stress how quickly can we get this truck in a business name. What difference does it make? You can walk in there with cash from your earnings, from your business, and buy the truck in your business name in cash. It's just about doing the work. Do the work. And if you don't know what work needs to be done, if you don't know what work needs to be done, that's when you get a consultant. That's when you get someone to help you figure out what steps need to be done. And it may not be overnight, but what's the rush? If you plan on having a business, you plan on building legacy, you plan on building generational wealth, what is the rush? A generation, we're talking 25 years. People talking about 4 or 5 generations. We're talking about 100 years worth of wealth. What's the rush? Take your time to build it out properly because the time is going to pass either way. It's already September. Anyone who started building up their business credit in January would be in position right now to get funding for their business without having a credit check. That's how quickly time flies. That's how quickly you can be in position. Now, along the way, while you're building up your business credit, everybody, please, please, please build up your personal credit. Please work with I have a team that will fix your credit. It's $150 a month. Do it. Fix your personal credit and build your business credit. Because you're missing out on money by not having at least a 705 credit score. It doesn't take that much to build up credit. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. When I was working full time, I had an 815 credit score and I only made $60,000 a year. It doesn't take a lot of money to build up credit. It doesn't take a lot of money to have good credit. Having good credit doesn't even mean you make a lot of money. I was only making 60 grand and I had an 815. All it means, I pay my bills on time. That's it. You pay your bills on time, all the time, forever, you're going to have good credit. I help and teach my clients who have children how they can add their children onto their credit cards, and the children turn 18 and they walk into having an 800 credit score. And they don't even have a job, right? They don't even have a job and they have an 800 credit score. That tells you how much of a cheat code having good personal credit is. You cannot have a job and have perfect credit. And now that you have perfect credit, you can go out and get access to capital just because of this 3-digit number. That's how much of a cheat code credit is. I can't encourage us enough to just follow the steps, follow the processes to structure our businesses correctly, structure the personal credit correctly, so that we can always be in a position to continually get access to capital. Because once you build up your personal credit, assuming that you don't use it for anything else, you only got to build it once. Once you build up your personal credit once, you're just maintaining it at that point. And here's the great thing about credit. Even if you destroy your credit, let's say you file bankruptcy, within like a year, 2 years, you back in the game. A year or 2 years ain't that long. you back in the game now because things happen. You got over stressed, whatever, business went bad. You had to file bankruptcy, but you wiped everything out with the bankruptcy. And now you're in a position where you can start rebuilding from scratch. Take the time to learn how to rebuild your business credit, rebuild your personal credit. Once you know how to build it, it's a skill now. You know exactly how to build it every single time. I can start 100 businesses and get them all to Paydex 80 within 3 months because I know how to do it. I know where to go. I know the exact steps to take. It's not hard. It's super easy thing to do. Right? What's going on, everybody who's tapping in? Let me know where you guys are checking in from as you come in. My name is Jamal, the Credit Protector. I help small business owners get access to funding. I also help small business owners who seem to have obstacles with getting funding overcome those obstacles so that they can get access to the capital, right? I work with SBA direct lenders. I work with hard money lenders. I also work with alternative lenders that will lend to your business based on cash flow, based on invoicing, based on the equipment value of the equipment within your business. If you're looking for assistance with getting access to capital, schedule an appointment with me. Use the link in the description of any of my videos or the link in the description of the channel. Let me see what you got to say. What'd you say, Sarah? How do you feel about rental trade lines? I have one, was thinking about adding another one. I have 2 houses I pay mortgage for, rent for 10 plus years. Yeah, rental trade lines are great. They add history. You can go to Boom Pay, Rental Karma. What's another one? Rent Reporters. The only with the trade lines, just make sure that they do report to at least 2 of the credit bureaus, and they can report back history. A lot of the rent reporters can report up to 2 years of past rental history. That will instantly give you 2 years of credit history on your report, right? When we're talking about funding on the when we're talking about funding, you will want to have on your personal credit at least 5 years, right? For those that are just coming in, we're talking about building up your business credit, what you need to do this. Now, this is business credit that's outside of and not connected to your social security number. Business credit also is a little different than business funding. I know a lot of times we use the terms interchangeably because they are connected. Business credit is absolutely connected to business funding, but here's the difference. Business credit is solely based on the strength and actions of your business. It is not connected to your social security number. Business funding, as far as what to add to your credit, I wouldn't know without sitting down and actually seeing your credit report, Sarah. So the difference between business credit and business funding is the act and process of getting money for your business. And that can be done in a lot of different ways. You can do crowdfunding, like a GoFundMe. You can do crowdfunding. Sarah, I'm actually tied up today. Click the link and schedule a consultation. Okay? Click the link and schedule a consultation. Click the link and schedule a consultation. All right? Awesome. Great. So with credit and funding is just the is getting money for your business. So that can be through venture capital, that can be through angel investors, that's your friends and family giving you money, that can be grant funding, it can be crowdsourcing like a GoFundMe. All of that counts as funding for your business, all of it. Now, business credit in particular is based on your business's EIN number in building up your business EIN profile. There's a lot of different ways to do that. I'm going to start this over and start with the basics for everyone that's just coming in. Absolutely, Sarah. Click the link, schedule the call. Be happy to hop on the Zoom and we could chop it up. Everybody that's tapping in, share this out. Drop a like so everyone else can get this information, right? When you're talking about business credit is on your EIN. Now, there's a couple of things you want to do before you start applying for business credit. And the reason that I say this is because one of my clients was actually denied $60,000 in business funding because they did not have their business properly set up. So it's imperative. You can miss out on a lot of money because you didn't set up the business properly, right? So one of the things I do is, once he told me that, I said, okay, well, you're coming on, you're working with me. The first thing we have to do is do an analysis and evaluation of your business. Are you set up properly? Do you have everything in place so that a company, a bank, a vendor, whomever is going to want to do business with you? Because you already missed out on 60,000. We don't want to do that again. So let's go through it. At the very least, when you're setting up your company, imagine that you are literally giving birth to a child. It needs, my guy Shamori, what's good, baby? Tapping in from Chicago, Chi-Town. I'm in Pittsburgh today with family and everything. What you want to do is set this thing up just like it's a company. A person, right? Legally, when you set up a LLC or any business entity, it is considered a person. When you look up what Congress or how Congress defines a person, right? They have a person, then they have a natural person. We as human beings with a living soul are natural people under the law. Companies, like pick any company, FedEx, UPS, Ford, Honda, these are considered people according to Congress. So when you're creating your LLC, imagine you're literally giving birth to a person. It needs everything that a person would need. You got to have your name. It needs to have its own address, a business address, not connected to your personal address. It needs to have a business phone number. It needs to have a business a business email address. It also needs to have a business website. Okay. When you're going for EIN only funding or business credit, other companies will be looking at all of these different components when they're evaluating your business. The banks are going to look at it when you go for a checking account. Other companies are going to look at it when you're going for a loan. All right. And I'll talk about that a little later. I am running out of juice right now. So this is going to wrap up. I'm going to go through it quickly for my people who just hopped on. As you hop on, let me know where you're checking in from. All right. The other thing your business is going to need is a registered agent. A registered agent is simply an organization that will accept mail and legal notices on behalf of the business. Now, you can make yourself the registered agent, or you can have a company be your registered agent. I recommend having a company be your registered agent, and it's super cheap. It's like $50 for the whole year. $50 a year. They'll do all of your legal filings and help you stay in compliance. And they'll notify you if for some reason your business goes out of compliance. So super, super dope business model. I love it. Everyone should get one, right? But it's not required that you pay a company. I do not recommend that you use yourself as a registered agent, because now you have made your name, your address, your contact information public. Anyone that's looking to sue the company is now going to be able to find you and then see that you also own the company and potentially sue you too as the individual. So I highly recommend you do all these things to separate yourself from your business. Okay. And all of this is part of the setup. So you set it up once correctly. You don't have to go back and change the setup unless something else happens, right? You decide to move the headquarters, you get a new partner, something like that. But this is the basics if you're just setting up a single member LLC. So you have all that set up. Now you go to the irs.gov, get you your EIN. It's totally free. And then you can go set up your LLC. You register it with the state. Okay. Some people have different rules about how they do it, because you can set up an LLC without an EIN. And you can set up your EIN without ever having an LLC. We're talking about building business credit. You need both. Okay. We're talking about getting $40,000, $50,000. We're talking about being able to get business grants. All right. You want the bag. You need all the docs in order, not one or the other. Okay. So once you get your LLC, you get your EIN, then you go get a business bank account. Everyone be surprised at how much money you're going to miss simply because you don't have a business bank account. Banks, lenders who are doing business funding and not funding, who are lending to businesses strictly off their EIN, are not going to deposit money into a personal checking account. I had this customer, they just came on board. They were telling me that they submitted an application for a new tow truck, 60 grand. And they got to the underwriting. They went through and it was like, oh, we can't give you the money because you don't have a business bank account. And I was just like, you don't have a business bank account? What? Why? Why don't you have a business bank account? You've been in business for multiple years without a business bank account? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, business bank account, people. Gotta have it. Nobody's giving you, ain't getting no business grants. You ain't getting a business loan. You ain't getting no type of EIN only anything if you don't have a business bank account. And that's super easy to do. Okay. All the steps I just outlined, setting up, creating your LLC, registering it with, well, getting all the info for your business, registering your LLC, and getting your EIN may take you like an hour to an hour and a half. Once you have all that, you go to the bank, sit down with the banker, and you open up a business checking account. That might take another hour just because they want to speak to you, learn about your business, and build rapport with you. So within 2 hours, your business is set up, ready to go. I'm going to give you guys an extra pro tip because you're coming in late. While you're in the bank talking to the banker, go ahead and set up a merchant account. Go ahead, set up a merchant account. Most banks that I know offer you some kind of merchant service. If you're not familiar with that is, a merchant service is it's what allows you to collect credit card payments. So debit card, credit card payments. You know, you had the little handheld thing when you go to stores or you're at a fair, what have you. Set that up while you're there. That's going to look even better because they know for a fact that you're really trying to do business with them. Another great thing about having a merchant account, and let me know if you got a merchant account, just let me know who you like to bank with and how you like them. I have Stripe and I have Chase. Those are my merchant account providers, right? So anyways, merchant accounts with the bank is amazing because it puts you on a higher level. One, the more accounts you have with the bank, the more they want to do business with you, the more they like you. You start ranking higher with them. The other thing is that they're able to actually see how much revenue your business is doing. So if you open up a merchant account and they see that you're consistently doing 10 to 15,000 through their merchant processor, somebody's going to get in contact with you. Somebody's going to say, hey, we see that you're doing you're doing pretty good numbers. Your revenues consistently going up. What can we do? How can we help you? This is a pro tip. I'm going off to the side a little bit, but I'm telling y'all, they call you when you're doing numbers and when they can see that you're doing numbers through their merchant account. 100%. Anybody that's doing numbers with the merchant account directly through their bank can tell you, right? So set that up. The other great thing about having this set up is that as soon as you walk out the bank, you can immediately get busy. You're in business to make money. You're not in business to think about making money, right? Give me one moment. You're in the business to make money. You're not in business to think about making money.